Hello students, how are you? I hope you will be fine. I am teacher of mathematics and teaching maths A level since 10 years. I have decided to upload my lectures on YouTube channel Math Halls of IV. Okay, now we should start the from question number 1. This question is about the inequality. First of all, we should expand the inequality. Uh, uh, Take one positive value, one negative value. You should also expand the inequality by using square method, taking square on both sides and solve the equation and find the value of x. But I use simple method. One value is take negative, one value is take positive. So 2x minus 1 is equal to 3x, or 2 into x minus 1 is equal to minus 3x. One value positive 3x and one value minus 3x. In this way, we will find that x is equal to minus 2 and x is equal to 2 by 5. Now I find these are critical values. These values are also used for inequality. In part 2, he is asking about, hence solve the equations and give answer to three significant figures. 2 into 5 power x minus 1 is equal to 3 into 5 power x. Simply here he replaced the variable x by 5 power x. So we should use the values of x here, which we have already found in part 1. Let 5 power x is equal to y. So it will become 2 into y minus 1 is equal to 3 into y. We have already found the value of x, variable y here behaving like a variable x. So y is equal to minus 2 or y is equal to 2 by 5. We put these values in equation number 1. Let 5 power x is equal to y. So 5 power x is equal to 2 by 5. We only use positive value because logarithm ln is not possible for negative values. So that's why L would take ln of both sides in order to solve the equation. Ln of 5 power x is equal to ln of 2 by 5. So power should be in front of the ln because it's a rule of logarithm that power will be in front. So x ln of 5 is equal to ln of 2 by 5. In this way, when I simplify this question, I will find that x is equal to minus 0.569. Question number 2 is about the integration parts. This part is uh, about the solving the integration by parts methods, because we use by parts method because here is one variable and one function. So when there is one variable and one function, we integrate the these values by using by parts methods. When you are using by parts methods, you will remember that we have used integration and derivation together. So I strongly recommended that you should integrate the function and write the variable as it is, then write the integrated function as it is and take the derivative of variable. So when we integrate e power minus 2x, it will become e power minus 2x, and integration of power minus 2x will become minus 1 by 2 because the derivative is minus 2 and integration is minus 1 by 2. Because integration is the inverse of the derivation, and write variable x as it is. Take negative sign, integration, write the integrated function e power minus 2x into minus 1 by 2 as it is, and take the derivation of x. The derivation of x is 1 only. Then again integrate the portion, integration e power minus 2x into minus 1 by 2. So when we integrate e power minus 1 minus 2x, it will become e power minus 2x, and the integration power minus 2x will become minus 1 by 2. In this way I will find the final integration portion. Then I applied the upper limit and lower limit to this part. The upper limit is 1 by 2 and lower limit is 0. The rule is that first we apply the upper limit, then take negative sign and then apply the lower limit. I replace the value 1 by 2 by x. Otherwise I will put the value of x is equal to 1 by 2. Hence when I applied the value 1 by 2 in place of x, I will find that, and when I simplify this question, it will become minus 1 over 4e minus 1 over 4e plus 1 over 4. So when I in simplest form, it will become 1 over 4 minus 1 over 2e. Next, question number 3 is about the trigonometric function. If you have full grip or strong grip on trigonometric identities, then this question will be very easy. Otherwise, it will become very difficult. You should first learn the trigonometric identities, use trigonometric identities and identities where you need, and simplify the question very easy. So cosecant theta is equal to 3 sin theta plus cot theta in the terms of cos theta only. It means we should change all these sin, cosecant, cot into cos form only. Cosecant theta is equal to 1 over sin theta. Here is identity of cosecant theta. Then 3 sin theta as it is plus identity of cot theta is cos theta over sin theta. Take LCM on right hand side. It will become 3 sin square theta plus cos theta over sin theta. Sin theta is cancelled out with sin theta. When I simplify this, I again use the identity of sin square theta is equal to 1 minus cos square theta. So final equation, quadratic equation form 3 cos square theta minus cos theta minus 2 is equal to 0. Hence we find the angle between the 0 and 180. The range of theta is from 0 to 180. I use quadratic formula here. Cos theta is equal to minus b plus minus b square minus 4ac over 2a. In this way I will find that cos theta is equal to 1 plus 25 under root over 6, 1 minus 25 under root over 6. Cos theta is equal to minus 4 by 6 and 6 by 6. Theta is equal to cos inverse of minus 4 by 6. It means the angle lies in the second quadrant. So it will become theta is equal to 131.8, or when I take 0, when I take cos inverse of 1, it will become 0. So 0 is not our range because our range is greater than 0 but less than 20. So only the answer is 131.8D. In question number 4, the variable x and y satisfy the differential equation. This question is about the differential equation. When you are using differential equation, first of all you should separate the variables x and y. On one side is x and another side is y. You should separate the variable first. So it will become dy over y is equal to 1 minus 2x square over x into dx. Then integrate both sides. When I integrate 1 over y, it will become ln of y, because derivation of ln y is 1 over y and the integration is inverse of the derivation. So it will become ln of y. In this way, when I separate the 1 minus 2x square over x, 1 over x minus 2x square over x will become 2x. The integration of 1 over x is ln of x, because the derivation of ln of x is 1 over x and the integration is inverse of derivation. And use power rule in 2x. It will become 2x square over 2 because power is added to the variable and then divided by the power. And then take a constant, because the derivation of constant is 0 and the integration of 0 is constant. So by putting the value of x and y in order to find the value of c, value of y is equal to 2 and value of x is equal to 1, which is given in the question. When I simplify this question, I will find that c is equal to ln of 2 plus 1. Take exact value of c, not use a calculated value. Don't use calculator here, otherwise the requirement which is given in the question will not be met you. So ln y is equal to ln of x minus x square plus, putting the value of c here, ln of 2 plus 1. When I simplify this, ln of y is equal to ln of 2x because I use here the rule of ln. In when ln is given in the sum form or the addition form, then it will become in multiply form. If there is a negative sign between both ln, then we should apply division rule here. So ln y is equal to ln of 2x minus x square plus 1. I take ln of 2x on the left hand side and I use the rule of logarithm here. When there is a negative sign, then ln will be divided. So y over 2x is equal to minus x square plus 1. Here now I change this ln form into index form. Index form, The base of ln is always e. When I use the index form, then y over 2x is equal to e power minus 1 minus x square. Then y is equal to 2x into e power 1 minus x square. Hello students, how are you? I hope you will be fine. I am teacher of mathematics and teaching maths A level since 10 years. I have decided to upload my lectures on YouTube channel Math Halls of IB. Okay, now we should start the from question number 1. This question is about the inequality. First of all, we should expand the inequality. Uh, uh, Take one positive value, one negative value. You should also expand the inequality by using square method, taking square on both sides and solve the equation and find the value of x. But I use simple method. One value is take negative, one value is take positive. So 2x minus 1 is equal to 3x, or 2 into x minus 1 is equal to minus 3x. One value positive 3x and one value minus 3x. In this way, we will find that x is equal to minus 2 and x is equal to 2 by 5. Now I find these are critical values. These values are also used for inequality. In part 2, he is asking about, hence solve the equations and give answer to three significant figures. 2 into 5 power x minus 1 is equal to 3 into 5 power x. Simply Find the coordinates of the point on the curve where the tangent is parallel to x-axis. When tangent is parallel to x-axis, it means gradient is equal to 0. So dy dx is equal to 0. I put value dy dx is equal to 0. Find that x square minus 2xy is equal to 0. Take x common, x minus 2y is equal to 0, x is equal to 2y. Then I will put this value in equation number 1, which is given in the question in part 1. When I applied value x is equal to 2y in equation number 1, I find that y is equal to minus 1. Then I again put this value in equation number 2, x is equal to 2y. So I find value of x is equal to minus 2. Again I put the value of 0 in equation number 1 because I find that x has two values. One is x is equal to 0 and one is x is equal to 2y. When I put value x is equal to 0 in equation number 1, I find that y is equal to 1.44. So there are two points when gradient is parallel to x-axis. One is 0 and 1.44 and other is minus 2 and minus 1. Question number 8 is related to the partial fraction. So 4x square plus 12 over x plus 1 into, not a minus sign here, into x minus 3 whole square. Express fx in partial form. I split it into partial form. 4x square plus 12 over x plus 1 into x minus 3 whole square is equal to a over x plus 1, which is linear. I use the power is also in linear form. b over x minus 3 plus c over x minus 3 whole square. Then multiply x plus 1, x minus 3 whole square on both sides. I get that 4x square plus 12 is equal to a into x minus 3 whole square plus b into x minus 3 into x plus 1 plus c into x plus 1. I take first value x minus 3 is equal to 0, x is equal to 3. You should also take value x is equal to minus 1. But I prefer x is equal to minus 3. When I put value x is equal to 3 in the previous step, I will get that c is equal to 12. And on the next step, I suppose that x plus 1 is equal to 0, then x is equal to minus 1, then I again put value of x is equal to minus 1 in the previous step. I find that is equal to 1. Now you can let any value of x to find the value of b, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever else, but 0 is very easy and comfortable to solve. When I put x is equal to 0 in equation, 4x square plus 12 is equal to a into x minus 3 whole square plus b into x minus 3 into x plus 1 plus c into x plus 1. I put the value x is equal to 0 and the value of c is equal to 12 and value of a is equal to 1 in this equation, and I find that b is equal to 3. Hence the partial form is 1 over x plus 1 plus 3 over x minus 3 plus 12 over x minus 3 whole square. In part number 2, he is asking about, hence obtain the expression of fx in ascending power of x up to including the term, I mean only x square here. There is a missing of x square, only to the power x square here. So I use the partial fractions formula here. The partial fraction formula is 1 plus x power n is equal to 1 plus x, 1 plus nx plus n into n minus 1, x square over 2 factorial plus n into n minus 1, n minus 2, x square over 3 factorial plus so on. So this formula is applicable only when the first constant is positive one and other variable is something else. So in order to take first constant positive, in 1 plus x is already in partial in binomials form, and I take minus 3 negative in second and minus 3 also in minus 3 square in third. In first part I applied 1 plus x minus power 1 plus nx plus n into n minus 1 x square over 2 factorial plus 3 over minus 3, because when I take minus 3 common due to power of minus 1, it will become in the denominator. So minus 3 over 3 into 1 minus x over 3 power minus 1 plus 12 over 9, it will become 9, because when I take minus 3 square, minus 3 power 2 common, then it will become 9 in the denominator form. 1 minus x over 3 whole 1. Again I applied the formula here, 1 plus nx plus n into n minus 1 into x square plus When I simplify 12 over 9, it will become 4 over 3, 1 plus nx into plus n into n minus 1 into x square over 2 factorial. Now the 21 here, it's a 2 factorial. So when I simplify this, it will become 1 minus, you should use calculator here, and very easy these two steps to solve with the help of calculator. 1 minus x plus x square minus 1 minus x over 3 minus x square over 9 plus 4 over 3 plus 4 over 3 into 1 plus this. When I simplify this, it will become the final answer 4 by 3 minus 4 over 9x plus 12 over 9x square. In question number 9, with respect to the origin, the point A, B, C, D have position vectors given that O is this, OB this, OC is this, OD is equal to this. Find the equation of the plane containing A, B, C, giving your answer in the form of AX plus BY plus CZ is equal to D 6 marks, carry 6 marks. First I should find the direction AB, then I find direction AC. AB is equal to OB minus OA and AC is equal to OC minus OA. You should also find the direction BC and BA here as you wish, but AB and AC is very easy and common equations. I find two directions AB and AC. The direction of AB is N1 and direction of AC is N2. Now I find the direction of plane. Because these two directions lies in the plane, so when we take the product of these two directions, we will find the direction of the plane. So direction of plane is equal to AB cross AC. So N is equal to I, J, K. I use matrices form here. It's very easy to form the matrices solve. Matrices form I, J, K, 1 minus 2 minus 3, 1, 1 minus 1. These are two directions, AB and AC. First I should solve the I, then hide the column I, 1, 1 and row I, J, K and take some matrix minus 2 minus 3, 1 minus 1. When we solve it, it will become 5. Then take a negative sign, J minus J. Hide the column J minus 2 1 and row I, J, K and take some matrix 1 1 and minus 3 minus 1. When I solve this, it will become 2, and at the end when I take the K, take a positive sign, hide the column K minus 3 minus 1 I, J, K row and take some matrix 1 1 minus 2 1 and solve it, it will become 3. So direction of plane will become 5I minus 2J plus 3K. Equation of planes, I use formula here. R dot n is equal to A dot n. You can take any point A, OA, OB or OC, any points from 3, because these 3 points lie in the plane. You can use any point from these 3. I use OA 1, 3, 2 and direction 5 minus 2, 3, the direction of the plane, and finally I will get that 5x minus 2y plus 3z is equal to 5, which is the required equation. In part 2, the line through D parallel to O. It means parallel to A meets a plane with equation x plus 2y minus z is equal to 7 at the point P. Find the position vectors of the P and show that the length of DP is this. X plus y minus z is equal to 7. As line passes through D and parallel to A, so direction of OA is. Direction of OA, I use the point OA and direction of OA. Y lambda 1 3 plus 2k. R is equal to take the general point minus 3 plus lambda I plus 1 plus 3 lambda j plus 2 lambda j. This is called the general point of the line. As plane and line intersecting, so putting in 1 mean x plus 2 y minus z. Because point of intersection is same for line and plane, the position vector of x, y, z are same for both lines and plane because they are intersecting at one point. So put the value of x minus 3 plus lambda, value of y 1 plus 3 lambda, value of z 2 plus 2 lambda here. I will find that lambda is equal to 2, then find the point P, putting the value in equation number r is equal to minus 3 plus lambda 1 plus. This is a general point of intersection of two equations. I will find that point P is equal to minus 1 plus 7j plus 6k, not a lambda here, it will become 6k. So dP is equal to OP minus OD. Okay, I will find this OP minus OD is equal to I plus 6J plus 4K. Then find the magnitude or length of DP. 2 square plus 6 square plus 4 square, then it will become 2 under root 14. Question number 10. Showing all your necessary working without use the calculator the square root of the complex number this, giving your answer the form this are real and exact. First of all, I suppose that 7 minus 6 under root 2 iota whole under root is equal to under root of complex number 7 minus 600, because we are taking square root. Square root is equal to x plus iota. We are taking square on both sides. It will become 7 minus 6 under root 2 iota x square plus iota square y square plus 2x y iota. Here iota square is equal to minus 1, so it will become real and imaginary part. Real part is x square minus y square is equal to 7, and imaginary part 2xy is equal to minus 6 under root 2. You don't need to write iota here and imaginary part, only use the coefficients of iota. From equation number 2, x is equal to minus 3 under root 2 over y. Put this value in equation number 1. I will find that 12 minus y4 is equal to 7y4. Sorry, y4, not a y4 here. It will become y4 plus 7y square minus 18. By mistake y4, it's a 7y square. Then I use quadratic formula. Y square is equal to minus b plus minus b square minus 4ac. When I solve this, I find two values. One is y square is equal to minus under root 9, which is plus minus 3 iota, and other is minus 7 plus 11 over 2. So minus 7 plus 4 over 2 is equal to 2, not a 1 here. It's a 2. So putting in 2x is equal to minus 3, we take only not a iota value, because in question he is asking, he is saying that where x and y are real and exact. So don't need to take the value of y in the form of iota. Only take the value of real value. Real value is minus 7 plus 11 over 2. It will become 4 over 2 is equal to 2. Okay, so under root 2. So take the value of y is equal to under root 2 only. When I put this value in equation number 2, then I will find the value of x, which is minus 3. So the solution is 3 minus under root 2 iota. Okay, you don't need to take the value of y which is in the form of iota, because x and y are real and exact. So only use the real value of x and real value of y to find the square root of this. In B part, on an organ diagram sketch the loci. Loci means exact position of something, of points representing complex number w and z, such that w minus 1 minus 2 iota is equal to 1, and argument of z minus 1 is equal to 3 pi by 4. When the question is for organ diagram in the form of modulus form and equal to some constant, you should always draw a circle from the point which is in the modulus form, and constant will become the radius. So draw a circle from point 1, 2 and radius 1. First I draw a circle of radius 1 from point 1, 2, x is 1 and y is 2. Then the point for angle drawing is real part is 1 and imaginary part is missing, so it means imaginary part is 0. Draw a line from point 0, 1 of angle 3 pi by 4. Then I draw a line of 3 pi by 4 from 0 and 1 point. Calculate the least value of w minus z for point on these locus. Find from the origin to the center of the circle. So first I take the value which I have find in this, the radius of the circle drawn from point 1 and 2. So find the distance 1 square plus 2 square, it will become under root 5. Then add value of radius of the circle 1. So it will become 1 plus under root 5. Okay. So the least value of this 1 plus under root 5 is this. Under root 5 minus 1. Okay.